Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Casual Reports, episode 1,000,000. I'm your host, JC, joined by two people today. It's a very handsome day, a very lucky day for me today, actually. Of course, Jam's here. We can't get rid of Jam, but Jerry's here as well.
Hey.
Jerry, thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate your time. Are you well?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad to be back again. I enjoyed it the last time I was on, so I had to come back and do it again.
First time's a charm. Let's not speak ahead of ourselves. What have you been up to, mate? You've been chilling or what?
Yeah, just doing a bit of work, playing a few games. Just general life. But there's some big moments ahead of me in the next couple of weeks, months. So I'm just kind of focusing on that. It is massive. Jungle is massive, man.
Is it bigger than the Everton job? That's a big job, mate. That's a huge job.
Bigger than Huddersfield, anyway.
Right, it's best not to get me started at the current state of Everton Football Club. Jerry.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
If I told you, you'd laugh. Age of Empires 2.
Age of Empires is classic. Probably the greatest game ever made, Age of Empires 2. How is Age of Empires 2, did you say?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I had 3. I was playing 3 like at the beginning of the last year, and then I went down a step. But yeah, it's the definitive edition, and they put a lot of time and effort into it.
How is Age of Empires 2 in 2023 and this in 2022 then?
It's actually massive. Yeah. Like there's still loads of people playing it online, and they're updating it, and there's still events and all sorts. So yeah, still going strong. 20-something odd years later.
Yeah, I remember going to my auntie's in Bristol about a PC. She had Age of Empires 2 on it. It was probably the greatest time of my life, to be honest with you. Is that what you've been doing? You've been sat there. Are you still learning how to code?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm still doing that. I'm just coming to the end of it now.
Is there any specific language you're learning, or is it just going in on the gist of it?
I was doing HTML and CSS. Now I'm doing JavaScript. And yeah, I'm building my own website at the moment.
I'm just about to ask you, can you build a website yet? But if you're in the process of it, yeah, nice. Is there an end game to you being able to code, or is it just something you've always wanted to do?
No, look, it was a specialization course on top of what I was already doing. Right. So it wasn't what I was focused in, but it was just an additional thing. Right, okay. But yeah, I actually got approached for some UI work not too long ago from a guy in Dallas, some agency. But Dallas I couldn't commit to it because
Dallas is in
Texas. Dallas, Texas. Yeah.
Speaking of Texas, no, I'm joking. Go on. Carry on.
Yeah, no, I had to turn it down because I've got plans for the next couple of months, and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, no.
But I've got them on the back burner for future.
Yeah, it's like the Ron Swanson quote that gets me through life, believe it or not, is don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. Now it's hilarious, but what it means is just put all contrary to the popular saying, put all your effort into one thing, put your eggs into one basket. Yeah. Which is true, which I'm sure is what you're doing, and we wish you all the best. Chloe's in the house, friend of the show, legend, mate.
Yes, Chloe.
We need that top 10 list, by the way, Chloe, while you're here. I hope you're well. I've told you, finished Crisis Core. Jerry, you didn't watching anything? Can we leave the thing until the jam goes, or have you been watching anything else?
I was watching a series called Barry. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Say it again.
It's another
Barry
HBO. It's called Barry.
Barry, right? Okay. Is it any good?
It's the HBO series. I forget his name. He was one of the police officers in Superbad. What's his name?
Oh,
John Hader.
Yeah.
John Hader. That's it. And he plays as a hitman who's just getting tired of his job, and he's trying to break into something new, and he finds acting, and the whole show just goes to shit. But it's a dark comedy, but it's very, very good, and I think it's been nominated for a couple of awards. But I was just told about it through a friend, and I can't say I wasn't not impressed. I was very impressed, in fact. So I highly recommend it.
No recollection of the show at all. I'm looking at it now on the old. I've never heard of this. Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. It's really catchy, snappy. It's funny. It's actually really funny.
It's quite witty as well. I imagine it is with those lot on it.
Yeah, but it's really dark as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's really dark, but it matches
Dark
the comedy
as in-
and the darkness.
Dark as in like
Dark
how
comedy.
far, give us like a gist, like a show it's similar to in that kind of sense, or is it the one that you can think of?
God,
Because
another dark comedy like that.
it can be
Not in the same sense, because obviously this one includes like people getting killed and stuff. But in terms of dark comedies, I mean, I think you got to say It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a dark comedy, isn't it? Not.
But
it's not the same. It's not the same.
Not so. Okay, no. That was our question. Have you been doing anything else before we move on to Jam?
No, that's it for everything at the moment. But yeah,
that sounds terrific. No,
yeah, I'm keeping myself occupied.
The resident lounge chair, Mr. Hackney himself, Mr. PlayStation, Mr. I won't play that game.
Give me all the names.
Give me
all the names on the side.
Jam's in the house, everyone. Jam, thank you for coming on again. Appreciate it. What have you been up to?
I haven't played any games. I played Unbound. I've been playing Unbound.
Is that still good?
That's it.
You're in the mood with it? Or
no, I'm still enjoying it. Yeah.
Buzzing. Buzzing, mate. Have you been
good?
Okay. Jam. Let me get it ready. Let me get the cue ready. Jam. It's a very important question, mate. It's a very important question. Probably the most important question I'll ever ask in my life. Have you been watching anything?
Yes, I have been watching The Last of Us.
Have you now?
Yes.
You can't hear it, but The Last of Us theme's playing as we speak. How cool is that? What is this, the future?
I was about to say.
No.
Show this to a cake and he'd go mental.
Right.
That music can play over the video.
You'd laugh, but if you showed my phone to myself like 15 years ago, imagine. You're taking the piss. Okay, well, right. Chloe's all over it. We both watched episode 2, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah? Right.
Oh, no, Chloe's not watched it. Okay. We can't talk about it.
Too much, Chloe. If you can for just a minute.
If you played the game, then there's no spoilers, really, but...
Yeah. We've both played the game. Well, sorry, all of us have played the game, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, finished it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you I'll just wave or something, Chloe, when you can unmute us. I'm not sure if you heard that.
I'll type it in the chat.
Okay. Jam's going to type it in the chat for you, Chloe. Thank you so much. So, episode 2 aired on Sunday night. I watched it last night. I'm sure you watched it yesterday as well.
Last night too, yeah.
Oh, okay. Buzzing.
Wow, can't spell.
Jam can't spell spoiler, I assume not with this. We'll start with Jerry, because I wanted to give a shit about this ever since I watched the first episode, because how wrong you were about Pedro. Oh boy, how are you finding it so far?
Hold.
I got it on fucking video, mate. I can get up right now. Do you know what I mean? Don't even try and get out of it. How was it?
No. I will admit to the fact that the way that they've portrayed it has been very good so far. Mm-hmm. However, I still have my gripes about the people that were cast, but to be honest, they've played the parts very well so far.
Don't start slagging off Tess now, because we're going to have words, mate, because Tess is fantastic in this show.
She was good. She was good.
Yeah, go on, Jerry. Lay it on me.
I don't know.
How are you feeling?
Look, it's good. So far, so good. They've deviated from the game, because obviously they have to kind of pad the story out a little bit more. I'm really enjoying the opening scenes, the backstory.
Yes, because if I may just squeeze in just a second, the first scene in the second episode when they're in Indonesia, and that doctor's like, shitting herself. She's on the couch and she's shaking, and it's like, ooh.
She knew what was going down.
And the dude was like, come on, what are we gonna do? And it's like, there's no fucking cure, there's nothing, just bomb the fucking city. And that scene is just fucking unreal, mate. And props to Neil Druckmann as well, who directed this episode, who also directed both games, right?
The games, huh?
Yeah. Right? It's that first one as well, whatever.
Yes.
Sorry, Jerry, go
on. So the opening scenes, really, really enjoying them. Not too keen on the whole tendrils thing, and I
was trying to think of that word earlier. Thank you, Jerry. Tendrils.
What?
Yeah, I'm educated.
Not airborne. It's through the tendrils. The vines.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
Tendrils.
Tendrils, mate.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
So it's if you snap, if you snap like a one somewhere, like a couple of miles away, they're like, oh, fucking, let's go over there and fucking eat some shit. You know what I mean? Jerry.
That's what I say. Let's go over there and eat some shit.
Yeah. You can lift a lid a little bit. You can lift a lid a little bit if you want to just jump into spoilers, just slightly, if you want to. Try not to spoil the game too much.
From the opening scenes of the show, or just the second series in general.
Don't jump into Last of Us 2 if you won't mind.
Okay.
Just the first game and where we are in the show so far. Try not to spoil too much. Are you like feeling positive about the show, or are you not bothered, or what?
So far, so good. Actually, they've really kind of done well with the scenes that they've portrayed. Like you can definitely see the comparables between the game and the show, which I think obviously that's come from Neil Druckmann. He's stepped in and he said like we've got.
You can tell he's just not sat in the corner on like a stool going, oh yeah, very good lads. He's getting his hands dirty. He's getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to. He's got to, because if he didn't. If he didn't, then I think that's where you get something like, let's say, the Uncharted movie, for example. I don't think has anyone even watched that. I don't think so. I haven't.
Jammers.
Have you?
The what?
Yeah.
Uncharted.
The Uncharted movie.
What? Don't watch it, Jerry.
I'm not going to.
Is it the greatest film of all time?
It's not horrendous. Like Tom Holland does a pretty good job, and it does a pretty good job. Like they say, the cast is absolute wank. It was fine for a prequel. I'm sure if they make more, they will grow into the characters better. But it was just a generic action film.
You have to admit though that the characters, Tom Holland, what's the other guy? Mark Wahlberg. They're just not the right characters.
They are.
Are they though?
Film was in development so long.
You basically look at Tom Holland and Nathan Drake, like young Nathan Drake in Uncharted 3. Which is where he's supposed to be at, kind of thing. But
is it though? Is that where the movie's supposed to be? It's supposed to be the kind of prequel.
It's a prequel, yeah.
Yeah, but
so the idea for Sony was they could make, I don't know, a load of these films and they would grow into their characters. Like the end of Uncharted, the film, Sully's all kind of got, it's like skipped a few years, grey hair, moustache, like he is in the games. Yeah.
And I wonder if the director of the Uncharted series got in with the Uncharted movies, because they're both Naughty Dog games, right?
So he probably made sure this wasn't going to flop after the Uncharted movie, which didn't flop, by the way. It did really well.
Right.
I don't think.
I mean, I do.
Not because it's good.
I do remember a scene from the trailer of that movie where the car goes flying out of the back of the plane and everything. That was from what? Uncharted 3?
Yeah.
3?
I have a problem with that too.
And there's a pirate ship in 4, right, as well. The sort of
pirate ships in 4.
Yeah.
The Uncharted cargo play, it's in 3, and they put it all in the sequel. Prequel.
So they've chopped and changed all of that. I mean, that to me is just, well, it sounds like a disaster anyway. It's like they don't even know.
The story's wrong.
It doesn't even know, like, they know what they're doing, But anyway, look, going back to The Last of Us, you can tell that there's been a lot of time and effort put into this. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but the actors that played Joel and Ellie in the game, they're going to be in the series at some point.
Apparently,
they're in. Okay, there you go.
Troy Baker plays a villain. Apparently, I don't know who it is.
And
That's all I know.
That'll be good.
Yeah. That's going to be good. And Troy Baker also does the Last of Us podcast, which is available after the show's aired on the Sunday night for America, so Monday morning for us, I believe.
At 2 a.m. for us, yeah.
It's like 40-minute deep dive. Carry on, Jerry. Sorry.
No. I mean, that's it, really. I mean, so far so good.
So far, so good.
Last thing I will say before we move on.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed they haven't put gas mask scenes into it yet.
You don't need to.
It's not airborne.
It's not airborne. That's what I was thinking when they went in the museum, and they were like, I thought they were going to put gas masks on it, and then I was like, oh shit, it's not airborne. It's through the thing.
Yeah. I hope it hasn't just turned to this tendrils hive mind.
That's
standing
my assumption.
on.
But it could evolve into airborne later on. But it's been 20 years, so probably not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Pedro's had enough
But that's
of
it.
his... That's funny. Yeah, that's right, Phil. Pedro's had enough of hiding his face because he's obviously... I forgot. Oh, what I mean, actually.
Stop it, Matt. What you on about?
Pedro, isn't it?
Pedro Scalalian. That's out soon. I can't wait for that as well.
We're eating this year, lads. Jam.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, really like it.
Like it. Anything you dislike? Anything you think, oh, I don't like that? You're a bullshit liar because before we come on, you were saying something which didn't sit right with you.
I think we
that's no detriment to the show. It makes you cringe, and obviously that's what they want to do.
It was a bit weird. If you've seen the show, Tess's unfortunate end is the scene run about, which do you know she's played a PlayStation character before. Tess, did you know that? I've told you before, John.
What? Yeah, I can't remember the game. The PS3 game.
I can't remember if PS3 game. I can't remember her name.
A launch PS3 game.
Yes, it was. Andy Serkis is in that game as well. Thank you very much. She plays Nariko from Heavenly Sword, and she does a wonderful job at that as well. So
that's it, Heavenly Sword.
She's from Fringe as well. Google it, Jerry. She's a red-haired girl from Heavenly Sword.
You recognise the game cover.
You will see it. You'll know that game.
Probably.
She's also in Fringe. I've never seen Fringe. Phil, is it any good?
Can't say I have.
I would. This show is
Jack's the biggest fan.
Jay's watching this show. Never played the game in her life. Barely knows what it is. I said this last week, and it's just like she's like, "Why have you made me watch this? I want to because we're serial binge watchers. Do you know what I'm saying?" Stranger Things watched 4 seasons in about a week. It was like bang. Yes, lad. Not a week, but you know what I mean. Mate, and it was just the way it ties everything together. So in the first episode, it was like, in the first episode, they didn't eat the cookies, they didn't eat the cake, and so on. And it's like, at the beginning of this episode in Indonesia, it turns out it started in like a flower factory, and like, oh shit, like they would have obviously, you would assume, would have caught the thing. I'm interested, and I think. In my head, I've not played the game for a hot minute. I don't think I played the game for 7-8 years or something like that. I think Bill's due, right?
You think what?
Bill.
Yeah, no, he should be coming up next.
Nick Offerman, isn't it?
Yeah. Talking of Nick Offerman, what you said before about that quote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was my segue into it. I missed that. Sorry.
Probably the one character that got cast just right.
You reckon?
I feel like he's the
one character.
He's the one character that really got but they just nailed it with him. I think I can just envision it before I've even seen it, and I think that's when you know you got something good. When you can see it you can believe it before you've seen it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but on the other side of the coin, it takes a great actor to go, oh, actually, no, this works. So, but I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. So we're all in. Yeah, we're all happy. We're all going to be there. 1 minute past 2, Monday morning next week. We'll be there watching the show. No.
Yeah, I'll be good to see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Have you played anything or watched anything else, Jim, or have you been chilling?
Actually, yeah, I did watch a really good film yesterday.
You didn't, did you?
I did.
I can tell by your face you didn't. Shut up. What have you watched?
What's his name? So this new he's been around for a few years. He was in Loki. Is it Stephen Majors? Is that his
I
name?
don't fucking know his name. You know his name? Ain't nobody know his name, man.
Not Stephen Majors,
Enlighten me,
anyway.
James. Stephen Majors.
Not Stephen Majors. Devotion 20. So a film called Devotion. Jonathan Majors. He's
Right.
Kang in Marvel.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, and he's the new bad guy in the next Creed film. I watched not World War II, like 1950s pilots, naval pilots.
Oh,
it's a true story, and
I
he
know what you
plays
mean, yeah.
he plays a black pilot. But it's a true story about a real person. But it's really good. It's a really good watch.
What's it called?
Devotion. It's on Prime.
I think I recognise. They said naval part. I think I recognise it.
But yeah, it's really good. It's a good watch.
Put that on the box. It's really good. Jam from the Casual Report, mate.
I really like it. Yeah.
I've got stats for The Last of Us before I say what I've been doing. Is that all right? It's of course I've got stats. The Statman Jack.
Anyway, you came back at the right time.
Actually, just before we move on, a movie I would recommend would be Bullet Train. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh no,
Brad
I've
Pitt
seen it yet.
in Japan.
It didn't get great reviews, I saw, so I've not bothered.
I don't.
It was good. It was good
Good.
from what I understand.
good.
Watched
It
the
looks
entire
like
thing, but
it looked like exactly what I wanted from that sort of thing. It was just not mindless, but like action and
Good damn fun.
yeah. I mean,
what I-
once again,
I have the greatest respect though. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's a good example of a dark comedy in some aspects of it. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
If
worth a watch.
Gentlemen, Chloe, go watch your film. But while Chloe's writing a film, I've got some stats because I'm Statman Joe. I'm so sorry. Last of Us Episode 2 stats coming from Benji Sales on Twitter. Are you ready?
I've seen this.
5.7 million viewers on Sunday night. 22% increase from week 1. The biggest growth ever for an HBO original. Eat that, Game of Thrones. Chloe, shut up, mate.
I knew Chloe was going to say
Shut
that.
up.
I did watch another film as well. I think I told you.
You probably watched some
Guns Akimbo.
Oh yeah, you liked it.
Guns Akimbo is a great movie.
See, it is. It's a really good film, isn't it?
No one's watching it.
Good.
I'm not
Messed
watching
up.
it.
It's good.
Yeah,
Watch
it
it.
was fun.
Daniel
It was
Radcliffe can act when he's not Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
Or a dead guy.
Danny Radcliffe is
what-
great.
What was that other movie where he played a dead guy? He was like, "Oh, Swiss Army Man." Have you ever seen that?
I've not seen that one yet. No.
That's a weird.
I want to
movie,
watch
but
is it Weird Al?
Yeah.
What's it called? Is it just Weird
Oh yeah,
Al?
the Weird Al biopic.
Yeah, that was great. He's great. It turns out that these people from like these little teenage drama flicks can actually act. Danny Radcliffe and Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Turns out they can act, so shove it. Episode 1 has now been watched 18 million times, 4 times the debut night. Those good numbers, yeah.
yeah.
Season 2.
alright.
Season 2 on, lads. Let's go. I also have more stats for. Oh, for fuck's sake, do I have to do this bit?
There was some stats for the
Fuck's
game as well.
Yeah, it's gone up like 300% in sales.
Jerry,
Isn't it?
we're not there yet, Jerry. Pause button. Come back to us, Jerry. We're still.
All right.
Yeah,
Keep your mouth shut.
keep your shirt on, mate. But you can do what you want because your camera's not on. So, gentlemen, Forspoken video game, Square Enix and Luminous Productions. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's getting a lot of attention online for the cringe dialogue. I don't know if you've seen anything.
No.
No, jam of you.
For what?
Forspoken, mate.
Oh, I don't care about
I
that.
do care. I've got the Metacritic score, the reviews are in, the limited reviews that Square Enix sent out. The 66 reviews, what do you think it's at on Metacritic?
It's like 60 something percent.
You're
65.
nearly right. Oh, I'll give you that. 68. I'll give you that. Do you know what the worst thing is? It's higher than I thought it was going to be. That's what she said. There is 24 positive, 39 mixed, and 3 negative. You know what I'm saying? Do you know the one I mean? I'm sure you do. Forspoken. I'm sure you do. So
the tech demo we got like ages ago, years ago,
basically
2-3 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah. So Gaming Nexus says Forspoken is absolutely fantastic. Suck it, Jam. With all the spells you can unlock, the gear you can upgrade, the fights, the bosses, and storyline that rivals the best video game stories. It rivals Red Dead Redemption 2. You're mad.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says. I'm looking at it right now.
Wait, just
Gaming
repeat
Nexus
that to me again.
It says Forspoken is absolutely fantastic. With all the spells you can unlock, the gear you can upgrade, the fights, the bosses, and a storyline that rivals the best video game stories. Suck it, Final Fantasy VII. Yeah.
Mate, that guy should be setting fire.
This isn't a return to form. Mate,
get the lighter fluid.
Get the lighter fluid, indeed. No, but don't condone burning people, don't worry. This isn't a return to form for Square Enix. It's a testament they still got it and will have for a very, very long time. Okay, let's read a mixed one. The gamer will do. Are you ready? Despite its flaws, I enjoyed my time with Forspoken. Suck it, Jam. While the narrative is janky at times, the premise is compelling and the world of Athia is exceedingly well built. Athia is the world in Forspoken, which the main character gets transported to. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The movement is where the game shines, making exploration a joy instead of a chore. The post-game is also surprisingly competent. When it comes to dealing with the implications of the main story's twists and turns, a rarity for open world games, I didn't know what to expect when I started playing Forspoken, but I came out feeling satisfied. That's a 70, so I think that's a 3 or 4 out of 5. I'm not sure what the day off.
That's what she said.
Yes, mate.
3.5. No,
yeah,
5 actually.
Something like that, mate. 3.5 out of 5, Jam. You're right. Thank you. That's why I don't like the. I mean, it's a good way to read everyone's reviews, but the scores on them just do me head in. Let's read a negative review, shall we? Just first, we can even it out. Hardcore Gamer. Where Forspoken should have been a striking appeal. I'll start again because I can't read. Where Forspoken should have been a striking and appealing fresh start for Luminous Productions, the end result sadly is a game not only bland and unpolished, but deprived of a reason to care for its unfolding mystery. A bevy of technical inconsistencies, lackluster open world design, and most disappointing of all, a handful of systems with genuine enjoyment at times. Suck it, Jam. I don't see their potential fully realised.
You make me out to be like a hater of this game.
You are the hater. When I've said Forspoken, you said, I don't care about that game straight away.
I don't.
Well, yeah. No,
if it's got the Square Enix logo on it, I probably don't care.
You love Square Enix.
The Square logo.
You love
Whatever
Square Enix. Square Enix.
Final Fantasy VII and the next remake, I'll be interested in. I don't know.
Just give me Rebirth now, yeah.
Sorry, Chloe. Sorry, Chloe.
When we started on fucking Rebirth, mate, we'll be here all fucking day. Jerry, you getting that game?
What? Am I gonna get it?
Yeah, man.
I didn't even hear about it until 2 minutes ago. The name doesn't even sound that good, so no, I'm probably not gonna get it.
It's basically 7 Remake Part 2.
It's not basically anything Part 2. Be quiet, John.
It is 7 Remake Part 2.
Anything. Shut your mouth, mate. Jam,
7 Remake.
Damn, I know you're on the fence about this, but are you getting it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting Remake.
No, fucking Forspoken, you gimp.
No. Okay,
Rebirth, yeah, mate.
No.
I mean, we'll see. I played the demo a bit. I was a bit. Alright, okay. I appreciate what he was trying to do, but it's a swing and a miss for me. Speaking of, I finished Crisis Core, by the way.
Again.
I went back in, mate. Straight back in. I'm like, Luckily, I'm not going to say. I might say. I do need therapy. I needed therapy before Crisis Core, Chloe, so I'm not sure how I feel now. Yeah, it's basically can I say... Do you mind if I spoil it a little bit?
Fine.
Spoilers for Crisis Core Reunion. It's basically the same. Anyway, back to stats. I've got stats for you, mate. Game sales for the week. From Christopher Dring, gamesindustry.biz. Are you ready for a surprise? You'll never guess what's happened. You'll never guess.
What's that?
Where are we? There's some. I'm going to say the list. Right, number 10, Pokemon Scarlet. 9 is Animal Crossing. 8 is Minecraft Switch. 7 is Switch Sports. 6 is Pokemon Violet. Both there, by the way. 5 years later. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is number 5. Mario Kart 8 is number 4. God of War Ragnarok is number 3. FIFA is number 2. And number 1 is...
The Last of Us.
No, you gimp.
Is it Forspoken?
No. Oh, mate. No. Unfortunately, it isn't, mate.
Is it Returnal?
No.
Should be Returnal.
It shouldn't be anything, mate. Shush. Do you genuinely not know? It's a new entry. There's your clue. It's a game you really like.
Is it that
really like?
Big Mama's fucking game or whatever it is?
No. It's a game that has not got enough representation in Super Smash Bros. I'll tell you that for free.
I don't care. Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Engage is number 1 this week. Pac-Man is a close second,
I'd
obviously.
rather it be Pac-Man.
Well,
Pac-Man is far better than Fire Emblem. It's got more
Sorry.
entertaining gameplay.
Whose list is this?
This is the sales.
No,
this is the box
top
sales for
10
the week in UK. So yeah.
What's wrong with people?
Well, we have this conversation every week, Joe. You don't understand. The biggest rise of the week, shock horror. I'm going to surprise you now. Last of Us Part 1, which I've been clamouring to play this since I watched the show. Like, been saying to Jay, is that if we put that bit of money away, we can sort of move it around and we can sort of. I've seen it for like 35 quid on this Saturn. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you've been the same. Have you been the same, or is it just me?
No, I have.
Yeah, I'm clamouring.
Yeah,
Clamouring.
I haven't. I wasn't gonna get the game, but
Yeah.
I definitely have kind of watched clips on
See?
YouTube to refresh my
This
memory
is-
a little bit.
This is why this Part 1 remake came out, because I would have just gone back to the remaster. Now I don't want to go back to the remaster because the fucking remake's out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling the PS5 one remake, but you know what I mean.
I kind of wish I didn't get the remake now.
I'm a bit of a snob, Phil, so it's going to have to be Part 1 on PS5, the fancy one. I can't. Knowing there's a quote.
I don't think I've ever
superior
bought a
version.
game 3 times. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I've bought multiple games more than 3 times, Jerry. You need to get in the club with me.
I don't know. I feel guilty for doing that. I feel like an idiot.
Well,
for
you're
playing
an
the
idiot
same
anyway,
game
so you
3
might as well play the
times.
game 3 times. No one bought remaster. Everyone just got it on PS Plus years later, right? I'm sure people bought it. Anyway, Last of Us Part 1 jumped to number 20 in the charts, spiking 238%. But that's not all. You'll never guess what else.
Last of Us 2.
Last of Us Remastered
Right.
jumped
What?
322%.
People are buying the wrong game.
People buying the wrong game. People buying the cheaper option. And that's where...
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
what I
fair
mean?
enough. Look, good game.
You know that's someone in their 40s plus. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure there's...
got a clue.
I'm sure there's grandparents and some parents as well that are walking into a game shop saying, "Oh, there's the Last of Us," get buying the wrong one. I'm sure that's happened a few times. All the big risers are Mario and Rabbids, Kingdom Battle. Kingdom
Has
Battle.
anyone ever played that game?
Yeah, it's great, Jerry. It's jumped up to number 12 with 104% rise in sales, but you can get it for 11 quid in some places, so there you go. Battlefield 2042, the greatest game of all time, is back up to number 25 with 177% rise in sales, because you can buy it for a tenner from Argos. Chlo Protocol back to 16th. But I assume that's going to drop off the face of the earth on, I think it's Friday when Dead Space comes out.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just going to disappear into obscurity, which is a shame because apparently it was hype.
Hold on a second. Isn't Callisto Protocol like a prequel or a sequel or something?
It's
nothing to it. Same people made
it. Glenn Schofield, this guy who made Dead Space's game, so it's got its DNA, but it's nothing to do with it.
So is it in the same universe kind of thing?
No.
All right. Oh,
but it
okay.
is. But it's officially it isn't because it's copyright. But it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It's the same guy.
Right,
It's the same sort of team doing it. And then
that's terrible marketing. Then if the other game was going to come out soon.
No, that was strategic by EA, mate. They're like, right, you're making that. Here's our one. There's the one you actually want, remade. See in a bit, right?
Huh.
I've only played a bit of the first one. I'm not sure. Excuse me. So, Fire Emblem Jam, your favourite game of all time. Titles launch sales are 31% lower than its predecessor, Three Houses, back in 2019. 2019, by the way. Three Houses is there. Where is it? There. The new game has more anime look to it with the weird red and blue hair. That's kind of weird. People have hair, do you know what I mean? But I mean, this chart doesn't factor in digital sales for Nintendo, so it could have pulled a bit more back that way. I'm sure it has. But then again, the other one didn't have the digital sales as well, so perhaps there's a skew. Who knows? But there you go. Jam, you happy that Fire Emblem's number one?
No.
You're happy the games are doing well though, and people are having a good time though, right?
Yeah, people can play what they want.
People can play all the rubbish games
Even
they
if
like.
it is,
Can we just say, like, just from what you've listed out there, there's some terrible games
No,
in there. Like, terrible.
I saw a tweet earlier. I'm going to try and find it now. I've lost it and I'm fucking fuming with myself. It was the top 10 from November 2005. No, top 20 from November. I found it. Do you want to hear the top 20 from November 2005 in the UK?
Go on.
Are you ready?
Like Star Wars.
Thank you to Mubino Gaming on Twitter for this, because this is fantastic. Star Wars is actually there, Jim. So it's Call of Duty Finest Hour, it's number 20.
Battlefront 2.
Simpsons Road Rage is number 19.
Great game.
The Incredibles is number 18. Championship Manager 5 is number 17. Simpsons Hit and Run, the greatest game ever made, is number 16.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Jam. What Battlefield did you say?
2.
Battlefield 2, number 15. You ready for it? The greatest game ever made.
Time Splitters Future Perfect.
Potentially could be there. Let's carry on. The Need for Speed Underground 2, number 14. Sonic
No,
3D. Sonic 3D at number 13. Lego Star Wars 1 at number 12. Worms 4 Mayhem at number 11. Destroy All Humans at number 10. Pro Evolution Soccer 4 at number 9.
It was a great game.
That was a good one, to be fair. Medal of Honor European Assault number 8. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the greatest game ever made, at number 7. It's not even the best Grand Theft Auto game. Eat shit like you. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory number 6. Cricket 2005 at number 5. Juice at number 4. Fantastic 4 at number 3. Are you ready for the top 2, Jerry? Because you're going to laugh. If you laughed at that, you're going to piss yourself at this.
No, but could you just imagine, like, Jam, do you want to come around my house, play Thomas the Tank Engine? 2-player.
Mate. You should, to be fair. Madagascar at number 2. And Brian Lara, International Cricket 2005.
There's 2 cricket games in the top 10.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Pretty shocking.
There's the tweet if you want to just in all the glory.
Right. Okay, I get your point. So what you say that was 2000 what?
2005.
2005 in January.
November, sorry, 2005.
November 2005.
Yeah.
Now, if you talk over 3 or 4 years, I bet you could pick out a hefty number of great games. All right, you're always gonna get some trash in the top 10 list, right? Mario Rabbids or whatever it is.
Mario Rabbids is a great game. I'm not having this Mario the Rabbids.
But can we say that in the last 5 or 6 years there has been an abundance of stellar games?
Oh, gaming's never been bad, Jerry. I don't know what you're about.
Like no, but I remember years ago now that there would definitely be like when was the biggest like the last biggest game that you were extremely hyped for? I mean, really hyped.
Xenoblade 3. Yeah. That was last
Returnal.
year. Yeah, it was Returnal. Returnal.
Really?
Returnal is very good.
You couldn't wait for that. You thought that was gonna be
Yep.
He was wrong
10
to do
out
that,
of
but
10.
it
Every
was good.
single award. Right.
It did win loads. It
Interesting.
won loads of awards.
One
It
football,
did.
mate.
You're right. But I just never felt.
Because I played their games, Resogun and Nex Machina. Hammer them games for hours and hours on end.
See, I just
So
never
started-
thought.
He played the better
In
games,
general-
and he was upset when the one come out that was rubbish.
Shut up.
I just never thought in general that was a game that was universally
You
hyped.
didn't say universally, you said
Oh.
the last one was Elden Ring.
Right. Well, even for me, that was never really on my scene. But
Same.
yeah, I mean, look, when the last
Was it
big
not?
game for me that was extremely hyped would it'd have to be Red Dead 2, of course.
And that was rubbish as well, so...
It wasn't.
What are
rubbish,
you
though.
making, Jerry? What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I'm just feeling like in the last couple of years they're just becoming so far and few between, or few and far between, whichever way you want to put it. It just there's just a lot of mediocre stuff coming out. Like I personally these days get more excitement out of indie games just for
Yeah.
new approaches to stuff.
You get more
know,
freedom to do interesting things, whereas because there's so much money involved in the bigger stuff, it's harder to take risks, I think.
Look,
And you
like
sort of-
look at God of War, for example, right?
Are we going
now,
to
the
talk
old
shit about
games
God of
were-
War?
No. I'm leaving this on a good note.
Good lad.
But the older games now were a certain way. They were a hack and slash game from what would we say, like an aerial view? Well, it could be in some cases, right? But they changed the formula for it, and then they brought out, the Nordic side of things, and the game just blew up from there, and it brought an entirely new audience.
It always had its fans, but I agree with what you're saying, yeah.
Right? They went in a different direction, but there's a lot of games out there, whether it be Mario games, whatever. The formula doesn't change too much.
What's that?
Because it sells.
You know,
What's
Why
the
they
quote?
sell
If
stuff
it ain't
like-
broke, don't fix it.
Zelda doesn't
Yeah.
change. Zelda doesn't change too much. They have
You're
changed
telling me you're
the
not going
formula.
to be
and stuff.
balls deep in Tears of the Kingdom?
What?
Hanging out the back of it, you're going to be, Jerry. Don't lie to me.
I'm excited to see where it goes, but
Yeah.
I'm struggling to see what it's gonna be.
No, yeah,
I'm
it
struggling
seems to be more that way, vertical. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but is that
Fine,
enough for me to be excited about it? I don't know.
Was Breath of the Wild? Probably not. They took
Yeah,
stuff
no,
from-
but the difference between what was the last Zelda game before Breath of the Wild? Twilight
Skyward
Princess,
Sword.
right?
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Swords, right? Which was completely not on my radar at any point. It just didn't look like it appealed to me. But then when you saw the trailer for Breath of the Wild, you could see that this thing was massive. It was completely different. And that's a huge hype point. And
Yeah.
so that what I'm trying to say is, like, how many more? Well, the Last of Us series is only going to last what, another game, maybe a fourth one to push it. I don't know.
Potentially.
Maybe they won't ruin it. But
Who knows,
eventually, their design of that game is going to fail. There's only so many ways you can spin it, right?
Right, so you're saying they're going to make Last of Us Part 1 400 times and then they're going to be like, okay.
No. But I'm like, they're gonna make a third one, but is it gonna be much different from the second one, or was the second one that much different from the first one? Like, they can't carry it on. There's a lot of series out there, Mario and Zelda and stuff, that have been around for so long, and they do tweak things now and then. This is kind of what we were talking about the last series, or the last podcast. But I'm just saying, the state of games going forward, there's got to be something there to really push the boundaries to make something stand out. Well, for me at least,
It's hard.
Maybe
Everything's
I'm
so
a-
saturated. Ideas are borrowed
Absolutely.
from everyone, inspired from something that already exists. It's hard to come up with something so new.
Correct. But then again, like, right, going back to not The Last of Us, Red Dead. How many successful cowboy games were there out there?
Sunset Riders.
Really though, on the same scale?
Well, no.
I mean,
Because
the industry.
You can't.
The industry the industry was crying out for an open
Red Dead
world.
Revolver wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't.
Well.
It wasn't.
Was it
but
good?
then they revamped. Yeah. But then they revamped the series to make it into an open world game, and it blew up. You know,
Well,
because
they gave it the GTA treatment. It wasn't anything original.
Well,
it was their own idea.
But the genre.
It's just the GTA treatment.
The genre is different.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's what I mean. But they broke into something. They broke into a niche that wasn't really being taken up by anyone else. Well, like Call of Juarez or something. I never played any of those games. I heard they weren't too bad, but did anyone really play them?
I always wanted to, if that's any consolation, but no, I never got around to it.
There you go. They really didn't appeal to many people, I don't think. But they found their niche. You know, they found something that stood out, and they went with it, and it turned out to be very successful. I don't know. You're right, though, James. Like, I mean, I don't know how many more ways games can go before they reach their limit. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's my rant.
This is why we get the VR nonsense and stuff. They're changing the peripherals and the way we play games rather than the games themselves that much.
That
there is that.
Step. But we're not game designers, so we don't need to worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
We
just sit here and judge them.
Yeah, we can just sit here and say, well, come on.
I'm pointing this towards you now because, James, I know you wouldn't really be interested in it, but if there was a new Skyrim, would you be interested in it? Well, not a Skyrim, but an Oblivion game.
Yeah.
You would, right?
Of course I would.
I mean, that's well overdue. How many times have they re-sent out Oblivion? What, 4 or 5 times maybe?
Well, you can play Skyrim on a toaster, can't you? But Elder Scrolls 6 was revealed in when was it, Jam?
I don't know, 700 years ago. It's still now, yeah.
2018.
2018.
5 years
still
ago.
waiting for something.
We're still waiting for Starfield to come out. You know what I mean? That's
going to
be.
Yeah.
That should be this year, you imagine, but yeah, it's going to be a long time. I think they did that because they were in the shit. I can't remember what the fuck happened, but they were in the shit at the time, weren't they?
Well, it's Fallout 76.
That was about that time as well. I think it was revealed the same conference. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Right. What are we talking about?
We're talking about games
past video games, mate.
Past video games and just finding that winning formula, and I just don't feel like there's enough games out there these days that really.
There's enough games. There's just too many of them.
There's too many. If anything.
There's too many of them, but there's not enough diamonds out there. If you know what I mean. There's not enough
there's a lot of
timeless games. Do you know what I mean?
So what is a timeless game in the world of Jerry? Is it Zelda or what? Ocarina of Time?
That's definitely in there, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, okay. BioShock was a shooting game done to death, the greatest game of all time. But the genre was great, and the story was great. It was different, took in a different direction. It definitely stands out as a top shooter. It's no Call of Duty or anything like that, but it stands on its own. I mean, this new game coming out now, is it Atomic Heart? I don't know if you've looked into that.
Yeah, that's been slated, isn't it?
Yeah. We got Ken Levine's new game. The guy who did BioShock. His new game's Judas. That looks good.
But you can see that it's based very well. I don't know if you'd say loosely or heavily off BioShock.
It's got
they're trying to tap into that
sort of gist to it.
The DPA's there, isn't it?
Yeah. They've obviously looked at BioShock and gone, "Oh, let's make one of them," and then just made that.
Whether or not that's going to be a hit, well, signs are saying no at the moment, right? Yeah. So when is the next big going to come out that's going to blow everyone away?
Zelda, isn't it? It's not. Or is it going to be Jedi? Whatever the fuck it is, Jam likes. Command 19 in the house.
I don't think it'll blow people away. I think Star Wars fans are excited.
I think it's going to be. This is more of the same. This is what I want. Yes, let's do it.
There you go. There's a great one. An open world. People have been screaming for an open world Star Wars game.
It's in development. It has been for 4 years.
Yeah. I've heard that, but that's exciting.
Are you not buzzing, Jerry?
Well, I'm not, but Jam will be.
Yeah. Jam doesn't like Mass Effect.
I watched Jerry play them all. I don't need to play
Probably
them.
the greatest game ever made. I've only played the first
play
one.
what now?
I'm not going to tell my Mass Effect story because I told it a million times. Bergman's in the house.
Anyway, I think I've taken up way too much of the time on
Jerry,
that. But
you can talk as long as you like, mate. It's a joy listening to you chat shit, honest to God. But we do have a rundown to get through, so if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to ring. I need expert help on this one, right? Because I'm under the impression that us three are the biggest fans of this series.
But definitely not.
Sorry. I know, Jam, you like it a lot. Are you ready? So, Halo. Any fans of Halo here?
No.
Why? This is... Right, bear with me a second. It's been 5 minutes.
You just ghosted us now because we said no.
No, well, I'm getting help.
He's trying to phone Bishop, isn't he?
I might be phoning somebody. Might be phoning somebody who's ignoring me, right? So
Even he doesn't want to answer. He's like, no.
Last week, Microsoft had all that backlash and everyone was fucking fuming. Pokemon 19, do you like Halo? Because you'd help me out a lot here if you did. Right, like Halo. Are you worried about the future of Halo? Or is it just... Is it gonna... Do you know what he said? Give me 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. I'm calling him.
We're calling our resident Halo expert.
Yeah, resident Halo expert. I'm just getting pied off.
No, nowhere to be found.
Right, okay, so last week... There's... oh god, did I answer?
Pokemon likes Halo.
Yeah, okay. Help me out. Last week, when Microsoft had all the exodus of people, 10,000 people got slated and Cinnabit, the guy that came to save Halo, moved into the inbound Microsoft game studio team, I should say. Vicky Blake at Eurogamer is going to help me out a lot here. Bishop's ghosted me. I feel very hurt by that. Do you know what I mean? Basically, the gist was 343 Studios are fucking done, right? That's to what I understand. To the point where the official Halo account on Twitter had to tweet one of them stupid fucking PDFs with a lot of shit writing on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be about 5
getting
to 10
pied.
minutes. It's going to be about 5. I might come back to this.
We'll be finished talking about it by then.
So if that is the case, I'm going to leave this one for a second. Is that alright? Move on. Right.
Okay.
Let's move on for a second, Halo. Bertman, chill out a second. Blizzard. Fuck's sake. Right. Do you like any Blizzard games? I know Jam likes Blizzard games a lot. Jerry, are you a Blizzard fan?
Remind me again. What games do they make?
World of Warcraft, there you go.
Warcraft, Overwatch. StarCraft as well, I think. I'm pretty sure.
It's a resounding no.
A resounding no. This is good then. I'm all about...
Because none of us care about Blizzard either.
Right, Chris Scullion. Blizzard, this is props to the guy, by the way. Brian Birmingham. Shout out to Brian Birmingham. He's a beautiful man. The Blizzard lead quits a company in protest of toxic staff appraisal system. Now, obviously, an appraisal system is where people do well, they get rewarded for it. They do not so well, they don't get rewarded for it. Right? It's a fair system, right? Like if you excel, I'm not wrong. Right. A manager at Blizzard has left the company over a dispute regarding the company's appraisal system, saying it's absolute horseshit, by the way. The Bloomberg reports that Brian Birmingham, who was lead software engineer, do you know that's why Led Zeppelin doesn't have an E in it? Because they didn't want it to get mixed up with Led Zeppelin. There you go. Lead software engineer at Blizzard for the past 17 years, left the company due to its stack ranking method of evaluating staff. The stack ranking method requires managers to grade staff on a curve. As part of this, Blizzard managers reportedly had to give low scores to around 5% of employees who would miss out on profit sharing bonuses and, promotions and shit like that. They're basically alienating people. They could alienate people they didn't like or just be tight bastards. Which is shit, right? Right.
Yeah.
And you don't care. I know you should care, mate. Birmingham's email to staff reportedly said, when team leads asked why we had to do this, World of Warcraft directors explained that while they did not agree, the reasons given by executive leadership were that it was important to squeeze the bottom most performers as a way to make sure everybody continues to grow. So it's like a flaming people, like if you weren't to get a bonus you would work harder to, do you know what I mean? Sort policy encourages competition between employees, sabotage one another's work, a desire to for people to find low performing teams they can be the best performing worker on, and ultimately erodes trust and destroys creativity. He continues, do you know what I mean? And he also tweeted, he says, I must stress that above is my best recollection of events. It covers a lot of years and human memory and notoriously imperfect. I do believe that broad strokes are accurate. The developing quota is toxic. It is an ABK, Activision Blizzard key, I think, policy. It's being forced on Blizzard. I can't tell whether to boycott Blizzard games or not. How to express your displeasure is up to you. As I said above, I won't boycott, but I can't participate in a policy that lets ABK steal money from deserving employees, and I can't be made to lie about it either, which is what he says on Twitter, which is why he left. Which, fair play, you've got to stand up to what 40 believe in and all that stuff. That's cool. Jam. I know you buy a lot of Blizzard. I know you buy a lot of Blizzard games. Warzone's another one. I know you buy a lot of Blizzard games.
I did play my second game of Warzone the other day.
Did you
last week? I came second.
You'd be a terrific lover, Jam.
It was actually quick witted.
Bam. Yeah, so with all the crap last year, Activision Blizzard, all that shit that went on, and all they're still going on now, and it will probably continue to go on. Microsoft, you got Microsoft, you've got fucking what, another one now. I made 2 texts to people hours ago, and I'm just getting a reply now. This is just
let's face it, you know, there's no smoke without fire, etc., etc.
Like, this goes deep, and is anyone surprised by this? Like this horrible?
No, not after the first, and especially the second thing.
I mean,
it just keeps going and going.
The only reason I want this Xbox deal to go through is because I really do believe that Phil Spencer or whoever's in charge when this does go through, because you imagine this could outlast him, this deal. Do you know what I mean? It could go on forever and ever and ever. But when it does, I hope they sort it out, because in the right hands, then franchises can thrive, obviously, because obviously Warcraft, back in the day, you couldn't go 5 seconds without talking to someone, oh, I play Warcraft all the time, and I do. People play it now, it's still massive, it's not what I'm saying, but it was. It was fantastic. So, Beal and Edel, 2 seconds. Mate, I'm on the show, you gimp. Bishop's here, everyone.
Hey, Bishop.
Hey, Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop, mate. Question. We're going to move on to Halo, by the way, everyone.
Moving on to Halo.
Me, Jam, and Jerry don't know anything about Halo.
Okay.
And we were just wondering. I can see there's a bit of kerfuffle, I'll call it. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of kerfuffle, mate.
With the
Can you hear, Bishop?
Closer to your mic. Microphone
about
into the mic. That's better.
The 100-something people layoffs.
Yeah, so there's been lays off, and there's been the confirmation on Twitter that 343 have said, yeah, we're still making Halo, it's still happening. What's going on, Bish? Lay it down for us, because we haven't got a clue, mate.
Well, I mean, I take it, considering that you're talking about this, you probably have already heard about that they've laid off over
10,000
11,000 people at Microsoft.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Obviously, it's to do with with them expecting a full-blown recession and stuff. So obviously they kind of
they're moving money around as well.
As many people as they possibly can. And obviously Halo Infinite didn't perform very well, did it? So
do you still play it?
I still play occasionally, yeah.
Still play occasionally. Mr. Halo
to this day,
still plays
it's
occasionally.
It's still a bit buggy, and it's still a bit.
Is it still buggy?
A bit rough around the edges. Say again.
Is it still buggy?
Hang on. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll join the actual.
It's coming in here, mate.
Big news. Guess on a 4-player screen, mate.
I'll get you on a 4-player screen. Right, everyone. We're gonna pause for a second. Gonna do some back end shit. I shall be back in 2 seconds. Won't be long. highlighted. Oh, it's your fucking wallpaper. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. It's on logo as well. This is out. I've not used this one for a while. I'm so sorry. Get rid of that.
This is a retro one.
Here. Bishop, what the fuck's going on with Halo, mate? Why you've got a minute?
Right. Yeah. So essentially, as you probably noticed already, Microsoft have laid off over about 11,000 people.
Something like 10, 11,000, isn't it? Yeah.
Kind of insane, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, because I think obviously because Halo Infinite was such a let's just go with, I don't know. It was just bad. It was poor. Like,
did you not like the game as a whole, or is it?
The game as a whole is very good.
Yeah.
I think they had some incredible ideas. They had some really, really good. Like the core was
Suck it,
there.
Jerry.
The core was there. The problem is they didn't do some really, really basic stuff that honestly I just don't understand it.
Just one example. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
Let's start with that. Progression was the biggest one, and it's the one that definitely made the player base fall off the most.
Right, okay.
The UI was awful. It was slow, clunky. And I'm sure you've probably talked about UIs, gaming UIs in the show.
I'm a big fan of good UIs, but when a bad one comes along, it does piss me off a bit. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm sure you talked about it when Call of Duty came out. Because that was like a fucking is it Venmo? Oh, I can't remember.
You don't know
Venn diagram.
Yeah, that's the one. That was awful. But so it's, and obviously it's still, even to this day, Halo Infinite is still buggy.
That shocked me.
They've had long enough to sort it out. They've had long enough to fix it, and I just think because of the failure of Halo Infinite and the way that it went down. I mean, the player base. You can have a look at the player base on Steam.
I can have a look at the player base.
Very low. It's probably like, I don't know, probably 1,000 maybe. It's bad, especially for a Halo game. Like, you're talking like what should be Microsoft's
staple,
sort of
the flagship
crowning achievements.
Flagship crown, exactly. Yeah, it should be their big achievement, and it's not. And let's face it, even you guys jumped on the bandwagon when Halo Infinite.
I played the first couple of weeks. I should say I had a good time. It was good, but then you sort of find out quickly that there's not much there, and there wasn't much coming as well, which was struggling to keep everyone. I think
exactly. This is I was actually going to ask you guys, like, what was it that actually made you guys fall off the game?
Not enough. There's just like 3 maps. Was there 2-3 maps maybe? There's like, and there's a lot of. Because it was free as well.
It was like 3 playlists at launch, and one of them was a bot game mode.
Yeah, no one
So it was like.
So 2 basically.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot more now, but it's like it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
If you don't release your game in a finished state, then what is the point?
I mean,
how many games out there have actually
release
stuck
it
to
now?
that?
Release it now, patch it later, mate. Let's do it. Let's son of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Normal way of things these days.
I have another question, but do you have faith in 343 in Halo's future, or is this it now for you? Are you done?
I have faith in their new head of
Remind me who that is.
I think it's Pierce something. I forgot what his name is now. 100%.
Pierre Hintz, or Hintz. I don't know how to say it, but you say it. I'm sorry, it's Studio Head. It's written on this lovely PDF that they put out. Sorry, but go on.
That's right. I have faith in him because of what he did to bring back MCC.
Master Chief
MCC,
Collection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm up with Halo nonsense, mate. Come on, carry on.
I have massive faith in that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have massive faith in him and the rest of his team to try and deliver something.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I'm in a situation now where, like, I've hoped and prayed for a good Halo game now for so long. It's basically like I feel like I'm just kind of holding on to false hope. It's never ever going to end up being what it used to be.
If I may, Bish, sorry. What was the last good Halo game which you thought was like, yeah, this is fucking amazing? Like, not just
Halo Reach.
Halo Reach, so not 4, 5.
I mean, I'm not even a big Halo Reach fan, but even
Halo
I
Reach.
can appreciate how good it was.
I played Halo Reach.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. Especially the story, the actual campaign was fantastic. They did a good job of it.
Very Rogue One-ish.
And weirdly enough, that was the last Bungie game. So.
Yeah, that speaks for itself, mate. And look, Bungie are flying with Destiny 2 now, aren't they? So
the problem with 343 is they try to innovate far, far too much and try and get like a broader audience to come into the game. And with Halo 4 and Halo 5, they completely and utterly just. I mean, don't be wrong, right? So Halo 5, I think, was actually a really good first.
Metroid Prime 2, mate. Don't give me that.
The problem is, it was skinned as a Halo game.
Yeah.
If it wasn't skinned as a Halo game, it would have actually been a very, very good game.
Who's this Lock Bellend? Like, who the fuck's that?
Who's that? What? Sorry.
Lock. Is it Lock? I might be wrong.
Lock.
The other, yeah, him. The other guy. Who's he? Or they?
He was just basically another spot, and they brought in so that they could like give more attention.
Was to Master Chief what Dark Samus was to Samus kind of thing. Like,
and everyone hated it, obviously.
No one liked that, mate. Nobody liked that. Jam probably did.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a good character and stuff, but like the second you start like pitting him against Master Chief and all this,
he ain't beating Chief, mate. Shut up.
It's just silly. Like but that's the thing is he actually does beat.
Does he?
Master Chief inside
Spartan John 117, whatever the fuck it is.
Well, you can see them like battering each other up and stuff like that. Like, they're kind of like attacking each other and stuff like this, and it's just like, yeah, but it's Master Chief. Come on, like you shouldn't.
Hail to the Chief, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Regardless, anyway, it's So in terms of the actual layoffs and stuff, I'm concerned for 343.
I'm a bit.
They're obviously saying that that they're going to be able to continue Halo as it is and stuff, and keep going and stuff like that. But for how long? And
I know Microsoft are one of the richest companies in the world, but you can't piss money up the wall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Halo Infinite had one of the biggest budgets available for a game.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was pretty high up. They had to make a new engine, didn't they?
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, but just to cut in, playing 4 minutes ago on Halo Infinite right now is 4,084 players on Steam.
Yeah, pitiful.
It's not great.
There you go.
For a Halo game.
No, especially for the newest.
Quickly now, check Master Chief Collection. See how.
I'll check Master Chief Collection. So it's James.
Check the difference.
Okay, we're searching, mate. Master Chief. To keep in mind, this is just Steam, though, not Xbox and Xbox PC and all that shit.
Yeah, it's just Steam charts. Yeah.
How'd you find out how many people are playing?
Playing 3 minutes ago, 4,085, so one more.
How'd you find that out?
Okay. There's a stats checker on
Steam charts.
Online. You can, Steam charts.
And all-time peak.
I was actually expecting it to be much higher, to be honest.
To be fair, it does float around 10,000 and 30,000, which is just for Steam, and you can get it for free elsewhere. It's not too bad for for that, which is it's probably I can't be asked to go back on Infinite, but it's probably better than that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bishop. Is there anything else?
I'm just going to throw it out there. Go on. There are more people playing Battlefield 2042 at the moment.
Because it's Battlefield.
It's broken.
And
it's Halo.
Have a look. How many people are playing Battlefield 1?
Like one as in one, or
Battlefield 1 is in like the World War 2, World War 1.
World War 1.
Yeah, World War 1.
World War 1.
World War 1.
To put that into perspective,
it's about the same as 2042. Playing 5,000, just over 5,000.
Playing CS:GO now is 777,000 people.
That's ridiculous.
It's just nuts. It's just crazy. It honestly upsets me so much as a Halo fan to see Microsoft just completely and utterly.
They don't know. They've got all these studios, and they don't know how to. None of them are bringing any games out. Like last year, I don't think there was one.
I know exactly what it is. It's just greed.
Yeah.
All of it is just greed.
Greed. They put them in an umbrella.
They tried to capitalize on the microtransactions as early as possible so they could get money. They weren't ready to ship the game, and they fucked it. It's that simple. And now, because of that, they are actually losing out on a lot of money because of it. And so they should be. Simple as that, really. That's just how I feel about it.
Serves them right. Greedy fuckers. I'm sure the gifted developers who lost their jobs will land on the feet. I'm sure they will. Yeah. Bishop, mate. Before I let you go, is there anything you want to tell though? Because that sums it up about as well as way better than I would have done. So thank you very much for stepping in there, mate. I appreciate it.
It's fine. I'm always happy to pop on. You know.
I love you. Yeah.
honestly, when it comes to Halo, just I'm.
Your phone's right there, mate. I'm Halo Bishop's on, mate. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Just like fighting
honestly,
games, all sorts of together. You know what I mean?
If you enjoy it and it's something that you actually want to spend your time on, then absolutely go for it.
But real Halo fans don't care, mate. Is that what you're saying? Real Halo fans
basically,
don't care.
Basically, yeah.
Mate.
It's just a shame just to see Halo in the way it is. But like Halo's still there. Like you can still go back and play the old games and stuff.
You can.
It's just a shame to see it the way it is.
It is, mate.
Yeah.
A healthy Halo is good for the industry, I think, as well. So it is a shame.
It absolutely is. Yeah, it absolutely is. Like, I mean, you need other people competing other than COD and.
COD and what? That crap Jam plays.
What crap that I play?
2042, whatever it is.
That's not That's
all
not
right.
competing, mate. Trust me, that's not competing.
Mate, that is not competing. We don't care about that shit, mate. But Bishop,
Oh,
It's been a
Battlefield 2.
pleasure.
I'll let you go, mate. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
very
coming
much.
on.
And
Double the toffees, mate.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, mate.
In a bit, bish.
Keep it real,
See you,
mate.
Bishop.
I'm going to try and time
Hey,
it
guys.
right. See you later, mate. And that should worked. Buzzing.
Fine.
Moving on. That's good. Right. Moving on. Jam. I'm going to go through this quick because we are. Before the show started, ladies and gentlemen, Jam was like, if we don't overrun, if we don't have enough stuff, we're going to play Rocket League. I'm up for playing Rocket League, by the way, but I don't think we'll have to stream anything after this, Jam, don't worry.
No, I know.
Jam, I've got some bad news, mate.
What's that?
Lord of the Rings Gollum has been
Approximately zero.
the upcoming video game based on troubled character from the fantasy series was delayed to 2023 with no release date set. It doesn't have a release date, but fans can expect the game before the end of 2023 September. In the latest earnings report, publisher Nason, I'm not sure how to say that, I'm sorry, announced that the game will launch in the first half of its fiscal year, which is from April to September, so between there should be the game's release. I know it's a stupid question because I know it's a lot for you, Jam. I know you're definitely going to get this. Are you day one?
No, I'm not day 400,037,000.
I know Jerry's getting this game.
Jerry's all over this game, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, it seems like out of all the characters in Lord of the Rings, this type of game from this character seems a bit. I'm sure it'll be serviceable. And Lord
What
of
were
the Rings
the old Lord of the
Two
Rings
Towers,
games
mate.
again?
They were banging, to
They
be
were.
fair.
See now, if they were smart, they would dive back into that and remake it or remaster it or whatever,
Jerry,
because that was something special.
They have. Well, not it's the Shadow games, isn't it? Shadow Immortal.
Shadow
Yeah,
Immortal,
but no,
Shadow
but
4, yeah.
I wasn't big on that.
You weren't
But to
big
go
on-
back to the originals, yeah,
You don't like Assassin's Creed?
I did try.
You don't like Assassin's Creed Lord of the Rings, mate? You're mad. And Batman Arkham in
Assassin's
there as
Creed
well.
was good in the early years, but they've kind of lost their way. So
Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
was never good, Jerry. I hate to break it to you.
yeah, the first one was pretty good back
First
in the
one was
time. It
pretty
was
shite,
different.
Mate,
Yeah, for what was out at the time.
It was
For what was
impressive.
out at the time, it was good.
It was impressive walking through the crowds, I'll give you that.
But they have now pushed it
They've sunk.
way beyond.
They've
and,
fucking
yeah,
ran that ship into the ground, mate. They've destroyed it.
correct.
But I
Correct.
love Assassin's Creed Odyssey though, but that's cheating because it's Greek mythology and Greek mythology is my jam. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on. Tomorrow, Xbox are having a developer direct, which I'm really intrigued to see how it turns out because their idea Xbox, their showcases are always that aren't the E3 one. They're always overlong and shite. And do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, anyway, it's rumoured. I hate rumours. I'm sorry. But it's rumoured that
Favorite thing.
Tango Gameworks' new game, Hi-Fi Rush, could be announced tomorrow during that developer direct. All we know is I've got a logo here, which is apparently the logo for the game. I'm going to show you all now. And then you all is y'all. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all.
It's apparently graphically in the style of Jet Set Radio, which fills me with great joy because I'm a man who loves Jet Set Radio. Do you know what I'm saying? So what we need to know, this is from Jez Corden, I think. No, it's not. It's from Zachary Bodie at Windows Central. So the Xbox Developer Direct show is expected to reveal new details on 3 upcoming Xbox first-party games. I'll probably be here watching it. If you want to come and join me and do all that shit.
When?
8 o'clock tomorrow. You're at 40, aren't you? That's twice, really.
Yeah, I won't be here.
I will at least be me here. Jerry, you can come on if you like. If you're busy, don't worry about it.
We'll see.
A new rumour suggests that a new game from Tangle Gameworks and Bethesda Softworks may be revealed during the show. Hi-Fi Rush is a mysterious title that may be a sci-fi shooter or rhythm brawler. I don't know how you get them mixed up, but whatever. And could be releasing in the near future. The Hi-Fi Rush announcement could also skip the direct show for a separate event later on. You imagine E3 or whatever they have later on in the year. Do you like Tangle Gameworks? They did, what is it called? Jam, what's the game called?
I have no clue.
Evil Within, I think. Let me check it. Let me check my back. Evil Within.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, Evil Within 2, and Ghostwire Tokyo. It's the Shinji Mikami studio, a hit of Resident Evil 4 fame and stuff like that. Obviously you're interested because he's a genius, but is this something you're going to get or potentially have a look at or get it on Game Pass day one or what?
Don't have Game Pass anymore.
You can just get Game Pass for like a $5.
I know.
Game Pass PC is a $5, isn't it? Probably not, no. Jerry, is this something... Is this a kind of studio...
Just remind me again what this game is that's coming out.
Let me have a look. Mate. It could be a sci-fi shooter or rhythm brawler. Hi-Fi Rush from the studio that brawls. Drumroll, please. Ghostwire Tokyo and Evil Within 1 and 2. I'm unsure if you're something.
I remember the games. Never played them,
but
they always seemed kind of interesting. Whether or not I get this, I have to kind of do some research into it first.
Yeah, no, you'd have to see something first. You know what I mean? My intrigue is there, but for Shinji Mikami, let's have a look. Resi 4 director, so that tells you everything you need to know. But that was 17 years ago, so it's what it is. God and Vanquish director. Vanquish is so good, mate. So fucking good.
It was Resident Evil 4 17 years ago.
2005, mate.
No way.
And this year.
March, innit? Yeah, Beautiful Joe, Devil May Cry, Onimusha, his advisor on that. Disney's Aladdin.
Wow.
There you go. It says everything you
Top
need to know.
game.
Oh, mate, Shinji Mikami's a legend, I'm sure.
It's a great game.
You'd be hard pressed to find a game from Shinji Mikami which is bad. And I have high hopes for this. You want to see everything do as well as it can. It pushes everyone else, and then that's where you get your inspiration, Jerry, and your new shit. But let's move on, shall we? Jam, what's some bad news, mate?
Is it going to be bad news?
Is it some bad news?
What's the bad news?
I think I turned my headset off. Talk again.
What's the bad news?
Do you know what I did when I did that?
You hit the mute button.
It's like a slide, like a wheel, and it went all the way down, mate. I'm sorry about that, everyone. What are we doing now? Yeah. So, Burnt Dima. I've said that wrong. I know I've said that wrong.
Who?
Oh god, that was loud. Sorry.
Is that a game?
No, that is a creative director from Battlefront 2. John likes that game, right?
Battlefront.
I'm just saying it's a load of shit. Ubisoft hires Battlefront 2 creative director to shape social interactions in future games. That's from Jordan Midler at VGC. Burnt Dima also worked on Crysis, Battlefield 5 and Horizon Zero Dawn. Former Dead Island 2 design director as well. Joined Ubisoft as its new editorial vice president. Dun dun dun. Do you know what an editorial vice president does? I haven't got a clue.
Does it edit? He edits vice president.
Probably does that. I imagine it's damage control and because Ubisoft are in the shit because apparently they cancelled a lot of internal projects. Skull and Bones has been delayed again. That fucking Mario game didn't sell as well as it should have done or could have done, or than the last one. Maybe they overhyped their own. Maybe they believe their own hype. I don't know. But Burns says, I'm honoured to join Ubisoft and gain the opportunity to collaborate with a talented global team to shape the future of social experience in Ubisoft games. So I imagine it's the is in charge of
generic response.
What's the fucking games as a service bollocks? I imagine he's making sure they all work right and they're in line with Ubisoft policies and all that shit. Joe, do you like Ubisoft games?
Nope.
You know, you love Splinter Cell, mate.
No.
You played Wildlands.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but look, I mean, yeah, Wildlands was good. It was. But the way the company is themselves, I can't say I respect them. But they do make some games with some good features and stories and whatnot, but you can't really get your hopes up too much when you know that they're behind the game.
Well, I mean, you know what you're getting when it's a Ubisoft game. There's a reason why they call them Ubisoft Towers. You know what I mean? Right.
I mean, they're practically just a carbon copy of EA.
I mean,
well, not a carbon copy, but they're definitely in the same ballpark.
They've got their own. You know, it's a Ubisoft game when you play one. You know, it's I know what you mean. Except for I think Respawn sort of carry EA's sort of creative side. Because I'm playing Titanfall 2 at the minute. It's fucking mint.
It's a great game.
I haven't played it much. I've played a bit of the first.
Do you know who's really dropped off in terms of respect is Rockstar recently?
You reckon?
Big time.
Because they're just leeching off of one game.
Well, not only that. So they're still they've canned Red Dead 2 online, pretty much.
You know why?
They're still
making the moolah, mate.
They're still producing stuff for GTA 5, which is how old is that now? 10 years old.
10.
Right. I don't know who plays online anymore. I don't think I ever really did too much.
People play online.
Yeah, I know. That's where the kids and their parents' money is. So, and then they brought out this remastered version of the old PS2 games, and that canned because
they didn't give the team enough time, I think.
Well, not only that, but with all the faults and stuff that came out with it, a game. I mean, Christ, all I would imagine you'd have to do, I'm sure it's not as simple as this, but to just reskin the game. It worked before, just reskin
some
it.
Programmers, if programmers listen to this, they'd hunt you down, beat the shit out of you.
Absolutely. And that's why I say, as someone who doesn't know what that's talking about, I'm sure it's that simple. Right?
It probably would be easier just to get the assets they've got and sort of rejig them a bit and put them on the new one, as opposed to building it from the ground up. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. And they've had their stuff leaked for the new GTA 6. There's still not that much information about it 10 years later.
They're still making money off of fun still.
Oh, absolutely.
They tweeted last year, we're making it, lads. I've seen a bit. No worries. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
I was like, alright, fair enough.
The fact that they're silent, the fact that they had all that backlash for Red Dead 2 with, overworking staff, really overworking them. I don't know, that environment is, I don't know. That place used to be solid as a company. I mean, really solid. You know a game's associated with them, and you think that's going to be a great game. Nowadays, well, they will make a great game. They will make a good game. That's certain. But I don't know. The quality is starting to crack a little bit, and we'll see. We'll see going forward. But the way things are right now, and the way that they're leeching off GTA 5 Online, the way that they've produced this kind of substandard trilogy version, I don't know. We'll have to
they've fixed it since it's released, I think. But you go back to...
I played it on PlayStation Plus. It's decent.
Yeah.
They're a studio studio
They should
that
know
has
better.
been defined on quality. So for them to
And
fall like that,
the rushing it out.
it
and
says
stuff.
a lot.
Yeah, the rushing it out.
This isn't GTA 6 that dropped the ball. This is a remaster of games that are what, 20 years old now?
Something like that.
More than that, yeah.
Something like that, more or
I
less.
was a big
15,
fan
20
of
years
GTA.
old, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, they outsourced it. They didn't give from what I understand, they didn't give the team enough time, which is why it was in the state it was in. But I mean, they did.
Yeah.
To be fair, they did fix it, but it's too late then. You fucking fix it when it first comes out. Whatever. We can have a conversation till the cows come on. Jerry.
You know whose fault, Jerry? You know whose fault it is that GTA is doing so well.
You know whose fault it is.
You know whose fault it is that they keep leeching off of GTA. The people that keep paying the money into it.
Inside people, yeah.
Oh, I mean, that goes without saying. But,
I mean,
who the hell is that? You know?
I mean, yeah, you can. If you enjoy the game, you have a great time, whatever, but.
Yeah, fair enough.
The gentleman, moving on.
One last question before we move on, right? What is? Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I know I'm taking up too much time.
Don't.
What is the one studio you can put your? What is one studio you can really put your faith into right now? They haven't messed up. They've stellar stuff.
Naughty Dog.
Respawn.
Naughty
Respawn.
Dog. Yeah, I think.
Naughty Dog, Respawn. I think
That's got to be it, right?
Biased,
All right, but I mean, top one.
Super Giant Games.
Super Giant Games, yeah. They're not true. They're indie games as well. So.
No, but what is the one produces the best games, best quality, and have one studio that
You'd have to go Sony first party
top.
stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Not Naughty Dogs, you Santa Monica's, you.
another tough one, but yeah.
Sony like fund them like fucking they support them quite well.
Yeah, you hit the jackpot with Respawn. I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
And Respawn never made a bad game. It's mad. Never.
There we go.
Look how good Apex is still smashing out the park.
Apex.
You're looking out for.
It's weird playing Titanfall.
Isn't it mad now that we're focusing more these days on the studios that develop them more than the actual game itself?
Because we know what we're talking about.
All games as a service now.
Gas, mate. It's weird playing Titanfall because you hear him talk about Apex stuff. I'm like, I assume that's in Apex Legends. But anyway,
Yeah.
Jerry,
Anyway, moving forward. Yes.
am I not moving on? This is just a quick rumor, just to be. I thought I needed to beef up the fucking rundown, but we've done all right there today. So this one's going to be quick. Metroid. There's a new 2D Metroid in development, according to the leaker that leaked Metroid Dread before it was announced. Dun dun dun. Jerry, are you surprised they're releasing a new 2D Metroid after the latest 2D Metroid that was released is the best-selling Metroid of all time? Is that a shock to you?
I didn't even know there was a new 2D
Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread, Jerry, the greatest game ever made. Are you surprised though that that's the case?
No, I didn't know that.
There you go then. Where is he? Nash Weedle.
There's another one. It's another one I didn't even know about. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. I'm very.
I do.
And do you? Oh yes, you do. I think it's Spanish. I'm just going to put it on the screen, Jerry. You can fucking read it yourself. Jerry, translate this for me.
I can't see any of that stuff, by the way.
Let me. What are you doing? I'm gonna put you. That's not what I wanted. This isn't what I wanted.
I can only see screens. Whatever you.
Jerry, don't worry, Jerry. I have my ways, mate. I have my ways. Working IT, yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Studio Ghibli does get out bangers.
They do, to be fair. You watch the Jerry, translate.
I can't see it.
Just make it bigger. That's what she said.
I'm on the phone.
I can. Me encanta God's sake, I can't read that. I know what to do. I know what to do. Jerry, I know what to do. That. What's that say?
Why don't you send me it in the group chat?
I've sent it in the group chat.
Have you? Oh.
Yes.
Alright, hold on.
Translate for me. It's very important, mate. I hope we see Metro Prime 4 first, but I'll tell you what I can get, mate. You know what I'm saying?
It's true that. Okay, well, alright. He's saying he loves reading it. And through this moment in 2020, I have a lot of data on the confirmation por el mes antes de la revelación de juego. Hold on, alright, I'm not perfect.
Mate, come on.
See,
give me the gist.
We've got to think about this.
Does that mean that Metroid is coming out in 2025? Is that what that's saying? I could just press the translate button. It's not reliable, mate.
Look at
NS does speak Spanish, to be fair.
He just speaks Spanish.
Does it? Probably.
NS, just read it in the chat. You can see it too.
Yeah.
He is saying it's. Yeah, he's saying it's coming out.
Okay,
2025.
Cool. Right, lovely. Jam. For some stupid reason I'll never understand, you didn't like Metroid Dread, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't give it enough time, but
you didn't give it enough. You did. I can tell you now. Yeah. I'll tell you right now. 1, you didn't give it enough time. 2,
it's shite.
You're an idiot. No. Are you open to going back and righting your wrongs, or you out?
Yeah, because do you remember that time you texted me said, "Oh, Dread's like 20 quid in."
Well, yeah, were you
so?
I imagine it's you go back to it's a holiday game. You can do it in 10 or 12 hours.
It's not a big game, is it?
No. And then obviously, the world record was last time I checked 35-40 minutes. So I imagine if you want to go for that, you can do.
Mm-hmm.
What's that, mate? What fucking? Do you know what Frame of Gamers, the dude on Twitter? He's done a Time Splitters one. I want it.
Time Splitters one.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think that's probably why it's on your feed.
Probably. Yeah, Metroid Dread is a sequel to Metroid Fusion. Oh, that was nice one, Dennis. Appreciate it. Right, fuck that off. Just in case you're wondering, I'm all over a new 2D Metroid, but I'm gagging for Metroid Prime 4. You know what I'm saying? Do you prefer 2D or Metroid Prime, or do you not? Have you not played enough of either to come to a conclusion?
I'd probably prefer 2D, to be fair.
Lovely. Right, enough of that nonsense. That's all I've got time for today. Have you two got anything to add?
I have an unpopular opinion.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Go on.
I reckon that Halo wouldn't be as popular if it wasn't the first shooter on the Xbox.
Right.
I reckon you could have dropped, because to me,
I disagree with
even
that.
though it's good, to me I find it a generic-ish shooter. But I just reckon that if there was another, if Gears of War was the first shooter on Xbox, I think Gears of War would be the face of Xbox.
Okay, so you think no matter what would have been?
No, I'm just saying that they could have put any shooter as a launch thing for Xbox. People would have just bought it.
I think at the time.
Pardon?
Go on, Jerry.
No, I was just saying, Jam. Do you think Halo is like the evolution of like Space Invaders or something like that? It's just let's do a space shooting.
I don't doubt it's a good game, but I'm just saying.
No, absolutely not.
If Halo came out 3 years after the Xbox launched, I don't think it'd be as successful.
If you counterpoint, if you were to go back to that time and play first-person shooters on a console, nothing played like Halo. I think that's what got people.
Yeah, probably.
The game, take it or leave it, but like it's like you go back to 1985 and you play other games other than Super Mario Brothers. Nothing comes close. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, hold on. Was time? I don't know like time scale here now, but was Time Split is around the same time as Halo?
A few years later.
I suppose a bit after,
yeah. Because Halo was Xbox launch time. It was going to be an Apple game, Halo. Do you know?
Okay.
That's weird.
Nah, because obviously Time Splitters was based off of one of the best shooters of all time, which was GoldenEye, right?
Which is a bag of crap now.
It's not bag of crap. It's great for the
showing its
It's,
age.
don't get me wrong.
it's aged terribly.
It has aged terribly, but it still plays well for what it is.
Another unpopular opinion, most games on the N64 have aged terribly.
Those games on that era, I think.
Well, yeah.
I'd go as far as to say that.
Yeah, PlayStation 1 and
Like,
N64 haven't aged very
on the
well.
PlayStation, it's the 2D ones that sort of have aged
That hold it up,
like
yeah.
Symphony of the Night and all the Mega Man games and stuff like that.
Street
But I
Fighter,
agree, like
yeah.
the 3D, there's only the odd 3D game on that era that's like, oh, this is still pretty good. But I think because the lack of
Yeah.
But that was the grand. They are the grandfather.
yeah, that was the first time Gamer really ventured, really ventured into 3D, really. So, yeah. Go on.
And to say it's aged, yes, of
You know
course
what I
it has
mean?
aged. But I mean, it's still it's the foundation of
Yeah.
the
Of course.
you know.
And
So
It was a necessary
as
step
you
for the
said-
industry.
I agree.
as you say, all right, Golden might have aged.
Might have nothing, Jerry, as I feel very strongly about this.
People who
Oh, it's a great time.
would you play it though?
Yeah, definitely. Let's put it in Game Pass,
Well,
put it
there
on
you
the
go.
Switch
You'd
Online
still-
thing.
you'd play
I'm
it
all over
again,
it, mate.
yeah.
Of course I would. Right, moving on. Forgotten Gem. You know what to do Forgotten Gem today?
I did mine last time, didn't I?
You did. Jerry,
Oh, I did it.
I did mine last time.
Then it's you, Jack.
I did mine last time.
Okay, I'll go. Give me a year or a
Pile of
console.
wings.
Yeah, Jerry can
Pile of
give
wings
you
is class.
Class.
All right. Let's say 2002.
Oh, good year, mate. Good year. That's a
You can have
good
time
year.
splitters if you want.
I can have fucking. Oh, this is a
It's not
sick year.
forgotten. It's not really forgotten.
I actually can have Time Splitters. Time Splitters 2.
Which one though? Ah, 2. There you go.
I'm not going to, by the way. Oh, fuck off with that dross, mate. Oh, yeah, mate. Some bangers come out this year, you know. Bangers. It's not really. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh.
You only have to pick one.
No. Oh, shit. I'm 11 days out. Come on.
What way? 2001 and 2003.
2001. 11 days. Give me that.
One.
Go on then.
I'm doing
So it came out
December
the
20th.
19th or 20th of December.
Yeah. 10, 11 days out. Shoot 'em up. Probably one of the most famous. It's called Forgotten's insulting, but it's one of the best ones.
Is it Halo?
No, it's not Halo. Shoot 'em up.
Okay.
2D.
Okay.
Bullet hell shooter. Dreamcast arcade. Later came to most things.
No, it's not loaded. Oh, Ikaruga.
It is a Karuga Jam sequel to Radiant Silvergun. Now
Never heard of it.
you have Jam. You know this about
I
me,
have not.
Jerry. You probably don't know the extent of this about me. I fucking love bullet hell shooters. I could sit there and play them all day. Twin stick, top-down space shootery ones. It's all
No, I believe you.
good, man, mate. I'm all about it. Like when we go arcade club, there's like this Japanese line of. I'm just there all day. Like I could go on my own and just sit there, and this guy's sick at this game. This guy is unbelievable.
He's jammy.
No, he's nearly as good as me, do you know what I mean? Anyway, Ikaruga, 2001 for the Dreamcast and arcade. Obviously, the Dreamcast fate was pretty much sealed before it came out because of the success of the Saturn. As you remember, I barely knew what a Saturn was at the time. I'm not sure about you two.
I remember looking at the Argos catalogue going, I want one.
Yeah, I remember just looking at the shop and like these weird boxes on the shelf, but I had a PlayStation, so I didn't care. This guy's unbelievable. This game, it doesn't look like it. This guy's unreal.
What? Hold on, you said the Sega Saturn, right?
So, this game came out for the Dreamcast, but yeah, the Saturn.
Was there an original Sega console before that?
Yeah, the Mega Drive and the Genesis Master System, depending on where you're from.
What was the difference between them?
Jam.
What?
Genesis and the Mega Drive.
One was American, one was Mega Drive in the UK and Europe, and then Genesis was American.
And then the Master System was before right?
And the Saturn?
Saturn was like...
Just this first disc-based one. There wasn't Sega CD.
This guy's unbelievable, this game.
How long did the Dreamcast last for?
About a year. It was horrific. No, it has its gems, and it's a wonderful machine, and it's way ahead of its time with the internet integration and all that shit. But I think it was the conference it was revealed at, the PlayStation 1. When that was revealed, the dude just walked up to the microphone, just said $199 and just walked. I think it was $199 or $299. I can't remember. He just said the price and walked off, and that was it. Then that was the trading game video month. Do you remember that when the trading game video? That was Xbox dead before it even came out.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
I've got to be. This guy's unbelievable. This game. I'm sorry. I'm just enamored. But this game can get quite tricky because the idea is you can flip your ship to white and ready black, and you absorb the different sort of you absorb the same coloured bullets from the enemy, so you absorb the white bullets, and the ready black ones you'll absorb as well to power up your weapon to have like a big you could probably see it on the screen there with like sort of all the different attacks. That was unbelievable, by the way. That game's nails, and he just murdered it. This is Mr. Sid Style on YouTube, everybody. Go and subscribe.
Muscle memory.
Yeah,
right
so I've played this game a lot, but I couldn't do this. Like, I've obviously studied the game and all that stuff, but yeah, I mean, if you're into this kind of game, it can be one more go. You can play 2-player as well. It's always you always feel as well. It's always your fault when you die. I always feel like it's always your fault. Like you've took a risk you probably shouldn't have took, or you've mistimed a movement and you've not quite lined it up right. But this is an unbelievable game, and it does go for a bit. So you may have to acquire it if you wanted a legitimate old arcade copy. Or a Dreamcast copy, but if you wanted to play it it's on the Switch, £10, £10. It's on Xbox Live. It's on PlayStation 4 Japan.
It's usually like £3 eventually on sale on the Switch.
There's usually a sale on. I'm sorry, I'm just enamoured by this run. It's unbelievable. But I'll get the prices up for the Dreamcast version if I may.
I remember one guy that I knew had a Dreamcast, and I never saw another one ever again.
I had a Dreamcast. I bought. Remember?
I didn't know you back then, so.
Does. I bought his brother's when it died. When it sort of went off, he was like, £100, a big stack of games and all this. I was like, yeah, go on then. Yes, mate. It's all good. Fucking hell. The Dreamcast version of Ikaruga Japanese copy does go for a packet. We're talking £80 to £150, there or thereabouts. So if you can, I'd stick to the Switch, or the GameCube version is good as well. Why not? Let's have a look at that, shall we? GameCube version. Dun dun dun. Where is it? This.
Oh.
Set you back about 60, 70 quid.
That is about, yeah. I used to have that.
Ask me if I got it.
I'm pissed off because I paid it in probably for about £5.
I'm going to pitch off it more now, John. Do you know how much I paid for it brand new?
£10.
20 quid.
Just go away.
This was 2003, 2004, something like that, but it was 20 quid brand new. It was last copy in Gaming Crew. It is what it is, mate. You
And
get...
then cut down. All your fault.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, but the Japanese version as well on GameCube, that snuck up as well on price. But by all means, have a look at that. But yeah, it's about the same. So it can go up to about 120 quid on the Japanese one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binary friends, hope you're all well. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Sorry for the break. I had to go see to my little lad. He just he's teething a bit. You know what I mean? He woke up and he was fuming. He just wanted to.
Fuming to wake up and find out you're still his dad.
No, he's fuming to wake up and find out that he's still not got the capacity to hold the control and play some video games. But he'll get there. He'll get there. Shout out to his mother, who's doing a fantastic job. Do you know what I mean? But I will be. I'm going to try and be back. I'm not going to make any promises because I'm very busy, mate. You know what I mean? I may be back tomorrow watching the developer direct for the Xbox thing. If I am back, I hope you can join me. If not, we'll probably be back on Tuesday with a pit stop. Well, I'll be a pit stop over at jam_casual on twitch.tv. Are we playing Smash this Saturday?
Yep.
Is that a Stone Cold? Yeah.
Well, I've got new batteries for my controller. I need to break them in.
Oh, nice one, mate. And Jerry, thank you very much for your time again.
No problem.
Appreciate
I'll
it
be
very
around
much,
for the
mate.
next one if you'll have me.
Mate, you're always welcome. Just jump in when the call goes off. Don't even think about it.
I will. All right.
Yeah, and just I'm going to try and start the top 10 of all times next month. I'm going to do mine first because I think it's only fair I go first because I put the burden on everyone. Anyone who wants to join me,
we can always tell you why you're wrong.
But you'll not agree with my list at all.
No,
the way
I know I won't.
The way I've done it, I've done one game per franchise and try not to have like 10 Call of Duty games or whatever. I've just tried to do one game per franchise and try to like mix up as best I can, but also keep true to my feelings. I've tried not to stack it with one type of thing. But by all means, if you want to put 10 Final Fantasy games in there, by all means do it. It's your list. We don't care. Open invitation, by the way. That is. You want to come on, talk with us, bring whoever on with you. We'll talk video games non-stop. But until that day, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You know, comment, say I'll come on and tell you my games are correct. Jam will be like, "Ooh, I don't like this game. This is wrong." And Jerry would be like, "Oh, I don't think Pedro Pascal should have played Jordan Last of Us. I'm wrong as well." But yeah,
I'll stand by that.
Who would you have had before we go, Jerry? Who would you have picked?
I've already told you.
I can't remember
Walder Castow, or whatever his name is.
Right. Okay. That'd be cool.
We talked about him the last time.
I
The
forget.
Danish guy.
Oh yes, Jamie Lannister. Just say Jamie Lannister.
Jamie Lannister. Then.
Yeah, that'd have been a good one. Samuel Jackson would have been a good choice. Meryl Streep also a good choice. But it is what it is. Meryl Streep could do it, mate. She's fucking sick.
She could, that's fair, yeah.
But anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Thanks very much.
Jam. Up the toffees, mate.